respected sadhakas, bhaktas, jignasus, mumukshus, shrotas, dear disciples of the entire Guru Parampara. The more we listen to the Shastras, the more we have data. The more data we use in analyzing sincerely, the more the clarity of understanding will or should come. The more the understanding is clear, the whole spiritual sadhana will be understood, accepted to be simple, precise, only of few steps. But follow those few steps, reach out to the ultimate. Get out of the commotions, get into the bliss. The few things finally what we have to understand to practice to reach ultimate is first, what is the equipment with which all this spiritual journey is conducted? Is our own intellect, buddhi. Below the buddhi, the three are more for samsara. They are not much for sadhana. They are required, but not the main ones. How much this buddhi is freed from its involvement in the world through these three of Sharira, Indriya, Mana. How much thus the buddhi is sharp and subtle, and how much we are aware that we got that buddhi, or we are getting that buddhi, we are gaining that buddhi. First step. Because कोई भी जर्नी काम जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट है दैट इज सबसे ज़्यादा अहमियत इम्पॉर्टेंस. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज दिस. Whether we take few months, years to achieve it or few lives, we don't know. It is all subjective, but we must know that our buddhi should be available with us with its subtlety, with its concentration power, with its freedom from its slavery to the mana, indriya, sharira, ityad. It is a necessary thing. If buddhi is not achieved like that, the job of entire आध्यात्मिकता can never be done, because शरीर इंद्रिय मन नहीं करते हैं साधना, बुद्धि करती है. After that, so simple. Second thing is, with the help of study of shastras under the guidance of our gurus or acharyas, at one place only two things are mixed up. The buddhi should be able to understand it. Among those two things, one is absolutely unreal but relatively appearing. Another is absolutely real but covered under the perception of the unreal. And this real cannot be objective. The buddhi should become very sharp, subtle to understand this main ultimate spiritual thought, which will be the result of again so much of listening, contemplating. At one place, two things are mixed up. At one place only, the real gold and unreal ornament are mixed up so much that the unreal ornament is habitually taken as real because of its utility value, and the real gold without which the ornament cannot be existing at all is not valued in such a manner that it is not at all there as if. Like that, all examples. In the same way, whatever we see inside us or outside us, in that the two things are mixed up. The unreal mithya rupanamatmaka jagat and the real ultimate substratum, the Sat Chit Ananda Brahma. बुद्धि में this knowledge should be so पक्का This is the only thing that all our Vedanta Upanishads are teaching. Luckily, yesterday and day before in Adhyatma Ramayana also, through the discussion between in that Adhyasa, this is what we really were studying also. In whatever the language, whichever the Upanishad Shastra talks, the ultimate thing is this. Then, third one, again the beauty, subtlety in the intellect. To be able to separate these things in the deep understanding and disregard or reject or neglect the superimposed and then regard, respect, value this substratum. But this is what the Buddha has to do on the seat of meditation till from our vicinity or vision the unreal goes away, and with the real we are becoming very close in proximity till we recognize that I am that real is me. Again, how long we take for it, how many lives, it's all subjective, but ultimately this is what as the essence of the Vedanta has to be understood. For that, any prakriyas we use, the prakriya of the gunatraya viveka, avastatraya viveka, dehatraya viveka, panchakosha viveka, jadachetana viveka, atmanatma viveka, drugdrushya viveka, pratibhimbavada, avachedavada, vivartavada. So many of the Mahatmas to achieve the same goal have followed one of these techniques. Once they reached, this is how I reached, you also can try, please reach out. The clarion call of all of them have become so many Upanishads or so many of the Shastras. So, any number of Shastras we study, this main thing has to be grasped. Again, continuously the Shastras have to be studied because the power of mind Maya to make us forget the whole purpose of life, of knowing the truth, and how these Upanishads have guided in clear understanding as to what exactly to be done, achieved, accomplished. That is forgotten if we are not regular in our study. Study only brought us to the understanding of these things. Study only gives us the conviction. Study only gives us inspiration. Study only gives us the strength to walk on the path and protects us all the time. Shastra. That is how never ever give up Shastra Adhyanam till the experience is gained. Even after that, anybody, if you want to discuss, that should be on the strength of the Shastra Jnana only. And that is why the Lord has given us this blessing of studying the Shastras again and again to understand the essence, the crux, then work on it and work out one's own liberation. Obviously, while doing so, what is the biggest obstruction is not the world, but the ego of mind, the selfishness of mind, because of the upadhi tadatmya and the desires in me. They are the cause of problem for not allowing me to do the main spiritual sadhana. So, how to conquer them? They gave us a technique. What is it? You for yourself. Keep only spiritual goal. As regards the other things are concerned, you be concerned for the world. You understand? So, if we become the giver instead of taker or receiver, if we become identified with the total world instead of ego, isn't it? If these positive traits of somebody other than me, as regard the Vyavahara is concerned, called as the other people or the family members or the world, without any malice, without any impurity, then this delusory ego, delusory desires, delusory selfishnesses, which are not required if they are there. They are the ones don't allow us to do sadhana. They can be given up. They can be transcended. You understand? See our good olden days, how the days were. Early morning, Uttadehi, up to 8 9 o'clock. Only the pujas, upasanas, the divine is contacted. Once that's over, just go into the world. World is served. Come in the evening, again the upasana, taking care of the family. In this effort, the ego was not at all given a chance. The selfishness is not at all given a chance. Therefore, the hearts were pure enough to focus on the divine. In today's world, from morning till night, whatever we do, the so called ignoble or seemingly noble activities, not the world but I, the ego is predominant. Not the service to the world but for my own selfishness, more importance is given. Then what's happening? Those are becoming a strong habits, vasanas, and they are the ones not allowing us to enter into the sacred chambers of spirituality. We are in the class, but where is our mind? We are with the book in the hand, but where is our mind? We are wanting to do japa with mala, where is our mind? It is in that in which it is trained of ego and selfishness and bhautikavada ityadi, which are inside. The world is not at all cause of, our troubles or problems this way. If it is so, then in the same world the great Mahatmas are there. How the world is not troubling them? Therefore, the world is not the cause. World remains as it is eternally. It is I within me with understanding. I have to change my course of relating with the world. And the only relation in the world is for me to get out of my own inner obstructions of this ego, this selfishness, this materialism, etc. है ना? Like I cook only for myself. Then me, myself, ego, that bhoga buddhi, they all become stronger. I become cynical and I become doubtful about others. I become selfish. I get isolated. I don't allow anyone to come. अब इतने साइड इफेक्ट्स होते हैं इसके. Instead of that, I just cook for all. I give it to all. Then I take. Obligations are fulfilled in that. Human quality, value, culture, dignity is practiced in it. More important in these two. The important thing for the spiritual sadhana, that is I, the ego, my indriyas and mana, giving bhoga to them. These delusions are reduced, devalued. These are all delusions. Like with one dal chapati, you can be happy. 20 chapati, 30 dal or 50 sabjiya. With that also we can be in greed. Like that, so many examples. We can be happy by just filling our stomach for our survival. We can still be greedy for the tongue's sake for so many tastes. It is all the question of our understanding, our training. Wrong misunderstanding and wrong negative training, we are now what we are. With right understanding of spiritual goal, when we retrain ourselves, everything falls in the right place. So, main is spiritual goal. In other activities, the world is important, not me. So, the idea of the divine is brought. The divine Lord alone is there in the form of whole universe. We are with Him or in this world as a part only to serve. Make a habit of it. Consequence of it is our own ego is not illogically made over or important. When the ego is not predominant, then selfishness, all of them will not be predominant. When they are not so, then the materialism will not be. When this is the case, the rajo tamo gunas won't disturb. When these two are not disturbed, sattva guna surfaces. With that sattva guna, our goal of adhyatmic sadhana we can do. Now, all these detailed understandings come to us when, after listening, we do sufficient mananam and chintana. So, may we all, by every day's attending to these Upanishad Satsangas, Ramayana, Bhagavata, Yoga Darshanam, Bhagavad Gita, get equipped in all these clear understandings. May the Lord Guru Shruti Mata bless us along with our own personal conscious efforts, so that very soon the whole picture of the goal to be achieved is clear, the main sadhana to be practiced to reach is clear, preparation also clear, and we are actually consciously doing preparation, actually consciously walking the path, actually consciously we are aware to what distance we have reached towards our goal. May this clarity come to us and let it inspire us to be taking up fully, wholeheartedly, only this work of spiritual unfoldment. And en route, wherever you are tired, either in the save of the Lord direct or in the save of the Lord in the form of the world, let us again rejuvenate ourselves. Let us ourselves refresh again ourselves. You know that these are the ways in which, again, yesterday we used that word, we have to get the breakthroughs. One is the intellectual breakthrough, that aisa jina chahiye. Second is the practical breakthrough, that having practiced it, you should know, Arey, this was a good thing, so many days I missed it. Like some of the very lucky ones, getting up early morning, 4:30. How can I get up? I sleep at 12 o'clock, 11:30. At least for 8 o'clock तक मुझे सोना है. In this way, justify only they keep on doing for lives. In one life, the breakthrough intellectual can happen, wherein they are the morning hours, sacred, divine, can be used for sadhana if required, sleep 1 hour extra in the daytime. कुछ भी हो, बट वहाँ अंडरस्टैंडिंग का ब्रेक थ्रू होना है कि नो नो नो, हाउ कैन आई गेट अप सो अर्ली, नहीं, आई मस्ट गेट अप सो अर्ली. दिस इज ब्रेक थ्रू intellectual. Then the practical breakthrough. Just because intellect is understood at night doesn't mean that the morning's habit, sleeping up to 8 o'clock, will allow, चलो ठीक है उड़ जाओ सुबह करके, उसके लिए और 10 जन्म लगते. Practical breakthrough. In the same way, in the food habits, what food I am eating, rajo tamo, what I want to achieve, the sattvic spirituality. How can they go together? Because ahara shuddho sattva shuddhi. That intellectual breakthrough, that through all my indriyas, I am taking that ahara, which is contradictory to my main goal of spirituality. ये समझना ही breakthrough है. Then, with all the habits and taste for the senses, which we have developed from millions of lives, fighting out with all of them, achieving the practical breakthrough really of calculatively taking everything inside us through all sense organs so that it doesn't disturb our sadhana, it's a practical breakthrough. And it has to continue. So, this is how we have to have the clarity in all these aspects by the God's Guru's grace. So, to our other habits, our meeting the people, the topics which we discuss with them, for a spiritual seeker, he can't take for granted anything. Like a beauty conscious woman, she can't take anything for granted. Like a perfectionist doctor, he cannot take anything for granted. He says not even one patient should complain or suffer in my hospital. Therefore, cleanliness, neatness, purity, spick and span, everything, treatment. Oh, he can't take anything for granted. and he charges good amount also. Nowadays, the perfectionist hospitals. But the people, if they are not perfectionist, then the problem. That's all different discussion. Why should we go to that? In the same way, Adhyatmika sadhaka cannot afford to take any aspect of life for granted because that becomes cause. Like a car and driver cannot take anything for granted, himself or the car or the road or the traffic or the weather, क्योंकि कोई भी एक एक्सीडेंट का कारण हो सकता है. In the same way, none of the upadhis, none of the involvements in the world can be taken for granted by a spiritual seeker. So these are the things which we have to master. Otherwise, we are good, we are sweet, we are noble. We just want to spiritual uh, growth. We want to achieve it. वहाँ तक तो आ गई हमारी समझदारी. लेकिन just feeling that I must have a house is not enough. No, good thought, own house. But how many things you have to work for it? So to feeling that I must grow spiritually is a very important thought, but only basic. How to achieve it is the most difficult thing. And what preparations, what sacrifices, what are the things? Oh, lamba list hota hai. This is what is explained in all our shastras, whether they are in the form of the values, in the form of devotional practices, in the form of karma yogas, in the form of chittavritti nirodha yoga sadhanas. All of them are to free us from the obstructive lifestyles and prepare us for true spiritual journey and goal, which is our ambition. So may we all be mastering all of them as soon as possible, and like a free bird flying in the sky, may we fly in the sky of spiritual sadhana deliberately, consciously, fully with inspiration, with our own choice and initiation, and full joy, joyfully happy. Let our flying be joyful, let our reaching the destination also be blissful. Om, 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः. अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्. एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषद आचार्येभ्यो नमः. श्री ऐतरेय ऋषये नमः. वेदव्यास महर्षये नमः. आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. Feel the sankalpa inside that the grace of all the Rishi Muni should help us, bless us to experience the truth that is indicated in the Upanishads. May this moksha giving Brahmajnana giving, Veda Parampara, Shruti Parampara, Sanatana Dharma Sampradaya Parampara, having spread all over the Vishwa, let every jiva in the Vishwa, while evolving spiritually, because that's the only solution, come to that sweet oneness, synergy, to love each other, understand each other, help each other, and then grow spiritually and achieve all the goodnesses that are there. This prayer is so essential nowadays because the whole world, at the individual level, national, international, continental level, are bent upon destroying each other with extreme ego and selfishness. So our these prayers should work there for bringing the wisdom in the people who are conceiving these wrong ideas and destroying the beautiful world and beautiful human life. Finally, those who are doing this Adhyatmika Prachara, Shastra Prachara, Tattva Prachara, they should live long, energetic, healthy. And they should not have any inner outer obstacles. Let them have all the energies, powers, conveniences for successfully achieving this project of bringing the spirituality back to everyone. As much Bhautikavada has become common now to all, so much only the Adhyatmikata should become common to all. This is called the Satya Yuga. So that's the Sankalpa we do every day. है ना एतेषां गुरूणां देवतानां ऋषीणां श्रुतिमातु परब्रह्मणः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य आध्यात्मिकजीवनस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगति तेन विश्व एकता शान्ति पुरोभिवृद्धि अस्मिन् कर्मणि निष्ठितानाम् आयुरारोग्यक्षेमस्थैर्य संपदा सानुकूलता शक्ति साधना प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम ऐतरेय उपनिषदः ऋग्वेदांतर्गत पारायणम आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. So our work is of 1 hour studying the Upanishads in a small group, but its effect need not be very minute at only our level. With our strong sankalpa, the positive effect of it can be universal. It's all in our minds, faith and sankalpa and the effort that the result comes. And nobody discovers any of the instrument for his own self. And scientists, etc. They do it for the universal. Therefore, the discovery though may be small, but later on it becomes useful for the whole world. All the scientific discoveries are like that. In the same way, let us have the universal vision. Om manastavatamashantye yasya padanakachata sharadinduni bhabhati tam vande neelachinmanim. Ota Shri Rigvedantargata Aitareya Upanishad Pratamodhyayah Pratamah Khandah Shanti Mantrah. Om Vang Me Manasi Pratishtita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Avirāvirma Edhi Vedasya Ma'ani Stha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasi Anenadhitena Horatran Sandadhami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Mamavatu Vaktaramavatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Aitareya Khandaha. Mantranam Ucharanam. Chant please from the 12th mantra. स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सा एषा विद्रुतिः नाम द्वाः तदेतत् नान्दनं तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयः स्वप्नाः अयमावसथोऽयमावसथोऽयमावसथ इति स जातः भूतानि अभिव्यैख्यतु किम् इह अन्यं वावदिशत् इति स एतम् एव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमम पश्यत् इदम् अदर्शम् इति तस्मात् इदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तम् इदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः. Depending on the equipment of ours of impure, distracted, the vagueness in the understanding of Upanishads. When our equipments are perfect, pakka, Upanishadic understanding becomes so clear. In that clear understanding, we come to know how clear is the goal as well as the path. But just walk out, you are there. Clear? Now, we are seeing right now the subject of Paramatma's entry into the human equipment. The three questions which Paramatma asked himself, or three visions he had. Sa ikshata, sa ikshata, sa ikshata. What, that is what we were studying. Among that, first what? Sa ikshata, katham nu madrute syat. How can the whole equipment of Karyakarana Sanghata be without me? So this should lead us for our conviction, doubtless conviction. Bus, just like bad habit convictions we have, and we never think even to leave them. So too the knowledge authentic of the Upanishads, when it is grasped, we have to be convinced about it, not to be loosened in that conviction at any cost for any reason. Like some of you are convinced about your regularly coming to classes. Therefore, nothing in the world can distract you or disturb you. It's so easy for you to come, isn't it? There's no second thought to disturb. Some obligation works are there, you inform, you get that permission, you go and you do that work again, you catch up with the class. No, where is the effort? If the conviction is not there, even God cannot help us. In the same way, here this is the conviction. What it is? Ki the Karya Karana Sanghata cannot be without Paramatma. Their functioning, rather, their existence itself will be impossible without the Paramatma. Kathamnu madruste syat iti. Raja ka example. Without the king, for whose sake the Vandi Magadas do the Bali and Stuti ityadi. If the Raja is not there, then they won't do Bali Stuti. They are meant for doing Bali Stuti. When they are not doing that, then their existence itself becomes redundant. In the same way, at present, our life is sustaining and becoming meaningful because of the presence of the Lord. That meaningful life truly becomes meaningful and fruitful when we discover that Lord. By the way, keep that thought in the mind. So, in the process of creation, right now we are, what we said just now is, when the creation is completed and we are that Jiva and we are there because of Lord and we are there only to discover the Lord. A conviction we are keeping. But in the text, as the sequence is being followed of the creation, before entry, with what Ikshana Bhagavan has entered, we are getting a clarity of it. So, Katham no Madhurte Syatiti. Second one is Koyam. Koham, sorry. Who am I? Having entered it, what should be my role? The two things. One is what? The equipments are doing their work. Ears, listening, nostrils, all of them. If I do unnecessary dakal andaji in them, they also get troubled and I also will be troubled. See the intelligence. Then what to do? Let them do, monitor them in doing their work correctly, but you become or remain these three in your relation with them. One is what? Never ever call them as mama or aham. Always maintain the distance that these Indriya named Devatas, Adhisthana Devatas and the Indriyas and their functionings always are idam only. Neither they are aham nor they are mama. Like when you look at a mountain, you look at it as idam. You don't say it is aham or mama. When you see a sky or an ocean or anything, therefore that sky, ocean, mountain never become cause of samsara through raga, dvesha, adi. And wherever we are suffering in life is samsara because of raga, dvesha. And the raga, dvesha are born because that which is seen as idam is extended in the misunderstanding of mama or aham or mahyam. अहम मीन्स वो मैं हूँ, ममा मीन्स वो मेरा है, मह्य मीन्स वो मेरे लिए है. मैं मेरा मेरे लिए. These wrong concepts create samsara. Minus them, there is no samsara. How to eliminate them? What is the first relation of ours with the world? Idam. बस वही रह जा. Don't add the other things of the aham or mama or mahya. Mahya means मेरे लिए. So this is what is the first thing भगवान says. जब मैं अंदर अंदर जाऊंगा ना, फिर इदम के रूप में सबको देखूंगा. बट बेचारा आने के बाद फंस जाता है because the enchantment of the whole indriyas, they are functioning like you people so nicely come to the class, so calm, quiet mind, thinking about Brahman and Atman. सडनली ये पार्टी, किटी पार्टी, सम शादी वादी बुलाते हैं आपको, वॉक और सबका डांस वांस देखकर आपको भी इतना जोश आता है, ब्राह्मण मेरे को देखकर, देन यू स्टार्ट डांसिंग विद देम. साहब जी आपका ब्राह्मण थोड़े समय रख लेना, तो मैं थोड़ा मौजा वजा कर लेता हूँ. बिकॉज इट इज सो enchanting, so wonderful it is. है ना, earlier vasanas and the present moments, the that cumulative inspiration of the group that are there. Like just like you can't dance in the Vedanta class, so too in the group of dancing people, you can't sit and meditate because the group consciousness of that pulls you. Whatever you just dance and all that, and then while coming back, either you think अरे मैंने ये क्या किया, सारा इतना माइंड को डिस्टर्ब कर ली, साधना डिस्टर्ब होएगा, और अरे यही मजा आ रहा है, हर दिन ऐसे ही करेंगे, काय का उपनिषद. In the same way, when Bhagavan entered, बाद में गड़बड़ हो गया. That's okay. We will be studying it later. But Bhagavan, ko ham, in that question, the answer is, I am that aham, which is seeing all these gamut as idam, never taking any of them as aham or mama or mahyam. Aham means वो मैं हूँ, mama means वो मेरा है, mahyam means वो मेरे लिए है. Maintaining that clarity, that distance. लाइक है ना, व्हेन द चिल्ड्रन डजंट नो, अब कोई भी गाड़ी पे बैठ जाएंगे, कोई वस्तु ले लेंगे, देन द मदर, ए बेटा अपना नहीं है, छूना मत. व्हेन द चाइल्ड गोज टू द शॉप, ही डजंट नो कि इसको खरीदना पड़ता है वगैरह, बोला मेरे लिए, नो 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 नो, वी हैव नॉट बॉट दैट, इट इज नॉट आवर्स, दे विल स्कोल्ड एंड फील बैड. ये सब बोल के मदर ट्रेन्स हिम. गुड ट्रेनिंग. In the same way, we have to train to our conscious being that we are only the witness of everything as idam. We are only idam. We are seeing everything as idam. We are the seer aham. We are not any identified aham with the idam. And what is the second one? Sat rupena, san or sat. And third one is vedana rupaha. So what is the relation with the world of mind? It is idam, I am aham. What is the nature of the aham? It is Satsarupa. This Satsarupa aham, how it is recognized first? As the Chit. Hold on to these three things. Bas. Use this on the seat of meditation. The meditation really starts happening. So in this way, Bhagavan thought that he will be inside when he enters. एंड उसको पहले पैराग्राफ में क्या कहा इन द आंसरिंग ऑफ द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कथम न मधुरते से आत उस समय कि आई विल बी द भोक्ता ऑफ ऑल ऑफ देम जस्ट बाय बीइंग ए साक्षी. Like, don't we enjoy watching a cricket match by being a sakshi? We need not go and play there on the ground. Little unbiasedness if we have, that ये मेरा देश है मुझे अपने देश जीतना है. If that thing is dropped, na, every ball you will enjoy, whether it is a good ball taking a wicket or a good shot hitting a sixer and a good fielding done. That is the actual joy. But if you identify with the one team, then उनके success में you are happy and the other succeeding you become miserable. संसार हो गया. Then objectively, if we learn the art of seeing the world, we have to discover that there is more joy than identifying with anything. लाइक एग्जीबिशन कितना आनंद आता है देखकर और उसमें कुछ चीज को खरीदना लेना मन आ गया इमीडिएटली दैट ऑब्जेक्ट को सब्जेक्टिफाई करने से दुख हो जाता है. तो साक्षी रूपेण भोक्ता साक्षी रूपेण भोक्ता के आनंद ज्यादा होता है भोक्ता का rather than involving in that. Because in the involving, there's a pleasures, but along with that, the fear of losing it, desire of continuing it, for that sake, doing all the nonsense, so many complications come. This is what a Vedantic deeply should understand. If these intricacies are understood, then we know the art of being happy without owning anything, doing nothing, gaining nothing. मजा आता है वो जिंदगी. दैट वाज द मीनिंग ऑफ साक्षी रूपेण भोक्ता अयाम. सेम थिंग हियर सेड एवरीथिंग इज इदम my nature is sat. That sat I reach through the gateway of chit. Second thing is done. Second ikshanam. Third ikshan is what ki katham prapadishaditi. How do I enter? So direct two paths are there. One the path for the lower category of Indriya Adhisthana Devatas, etc. The Prapada Pada. Other one is a royal entry of the Simanam. Therefore, Bhagavan Simanam Vidarya, he has entered. The Simanam, the Murthni Bhaga, he just opened it and he entered into through that. So this is how Bhagavan, it is a total. भगवान को आप कह सकते हो विराट पुरुष के सीमानम विदार्य करके अंदर गए. So too in me the Vyashti what I am, so too in every of the Vyashti. Everything need not be told. One sample told you must grasp. And yesterday how strongly we were hinting at that all of these are prakriyas to answer our questions of how the creation, where the Lord, how did he enter. These are only prakriyas. These are none of them are either real or ultimate or important. The real ultimate important is to discover the Lord where He is available. He is available in our own heart. तो वहाँ हमारा दृष्टि पहुंचाने के लिए ये सब बताया जा रहा है. Never get lost in all these processes at the cost of main goal. The trick of the mind is by asking the unanswerable, meaningless questions with which it diverts us, distracts us from the main purpose. This trick, the one who understands, luckiest person. Unfortunate ones, essentials they drop in the inquiry of non-essentials, of which there is no solution. They get lost. इस सवाल का गुरु ने जवाब नहीं दी इसलिए मैंने स्पिरिचुअलिटी छोड़ दी. अरे बेवकूफ, उस सवाल का जवाब नहीं होता, सवाल को छोड़ना ही जवाब है. उसके लिए गुरु को नहीं छोड़ो, मूर्ख. Understood, no? Have some questions and doubts or problems. Dropping is the solution. In fact, of every problem, dropping is solution. Desire, drop. Anger, drop. That is the solution. Because पकड़ लिया तो problem आ गई. A dead rat. What is the solution? You just drop it. No, what is there to think? Siddhyante sarva samshaya. Manipulating the doubts and trying to find a satisfactory question, answer, any answer is given. The doubt is maintained. This doubting tamas samshayatma perishes vinashyati. So, Upanishadic authority. Yesterday we told you, no, कि why not from any other part the Lord's entry? अरे महाराज भगवान तो पहले एंटर किए ही नहीं. बिकॉज वेयर इज द प्लेस वेयर इज नॉट. बट ऐसा कुछ कहने से ही आपके मन को आनंद आता है, इसलिए हम कहते हैं एंटर किया. फ्रॉम द सीमाना ही एंटर्ड, ही इज इन द हृदय. डिस्कवरी इन द हृदय, योर रियलाइजेशन इज ओवर. टू बिकम विदेह मुक्ता फ्रॉम जीवन मुक्ति, यू इजेक्ट आउट ऑफ दिस मार्ग. That is the authentic path that is there in the creation. Yesterday, somebody asked the question, so we have answered it. So, Simanam Vidarya Etaya Dwara Prapadyata. Up to this we have seen. Now, the three things now we have to see are: one, which are the places where he made his abode having entered. आपको सिटी में जाते हैं तो कोई होटल तो बुक करते हो, कुछ भी हो, है ना. अर्लियर टाइम होटल नहीं होता. एवरीबडीज हाउस इज ए होटल. लाइक इन ऑल द हिमालयन रेंजेस, इन ऑल द पिलग्रिम प्लेसेस, डीप वंस, नॉट ऑर्डिनरी. वो ये तो कमर्शियल हो गया. Like when you go to all the Panchakedar, Panchapatri like places, there the government doesn't go to do anything. Very minimum. A minister ऐसा वो नहीं जाते. You can't big hotels, you can't in the पहाड़ों में क्या करते हो. Therefore villages will be there. In every village there are 2 or 3 rooms in every house. One room is kept for the travelers to come. They charge some money. They give food, garam pani. So these travelers stay there one night all. आगे. But when you enter the village, first thing is security. Because you can't be on the road at night time in those Himalayan ranges where jackal से लेकर tigers तक सारे वो घूमते रात को. मर जाओगे. Is it not? रहना पड़ता है. इसलिए what do you search for? The place stay. Thereafter you enjoy. है ना. हमेशा कहना सिक्योरिटी होता है, उसके बाद सुख आनंद होता है. So what is the place as a security zone? This Paramatma have entered, found for himself. Then what he is doing in that? Okay, the moment that doing has come, he gets lost in it. Then he becomes Jiva. Then he comes out of it after a long time of struggle or suffering. So these are the 3-4 topics in the next 2-3 mantras exhaustively discussed. Very mind, what do you call it, engrossed and involving discussion for a genuine, sincere student of Upanishad with Bhashya to know the truth. Now with Bhashya, we have to study the topic of having entered. What are his 3 abodes and what are these 3 planes of experience? Clear? Where we are yesterday? Hmm. Before that, that entrance का जो बताया है, okay? Be careful about it. First is what? सीमानं विदार्य छिद्रं कृत्वा एतया द्वारा मार्गेण इमं लोकं कार्यकरण संघातं प्रापद्यत प्रविवेश. This whole equipment of the karya, the sthula sharira, the karana, the 14 indriyas with their adhisthana devatas, जो ये संघात है, into that the Paramatma, by doing the chidra on the Simana Bhaga, he has pravishat entered, pravivesha. Point 1. Point 2, कि सा इयं ही प्रसिद्धाः द्वाः. So this is the most famous द्वार. मूर्धनि तैलादि धारण काले अंतः तद्रसादि संवेदनात्. And one can feel the speciality touch of it when he touches the head, while one of the example of putting the tail on the head. शंकर भगवान कह रहे हैं आप तेल लगाने के टाइम आप टच करके देखो, वो द्वार कुछ विशेष ही अलग उसका स्पर्श रखता है. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज द प्रसिद्धि ऑफ दिस द्वार, प्रसिद्धता ऑफ दिस द्वार? द प्रसिद्धता इज व्हाट? कि परमात्मा एंटर्ड थ्रू दैट. दैट इज व्हाई एल्डर्स व्हेन वी गो तो वी रिक्वेस्ट देम टू टच आवर हेड ब्लेसिंग्स के रूप में, so that the dwara is made conducive to be opened. And you don't see guru's blessing some disciple or the elders blessing the devoted anywhere on the shoulder पे, नाक में हाथ लगा के blessing नहीं करते, सर पे ही लगाते हो. सर भी एग्जैक्टली मूर्ति स्थान. सेम वे व्हेन यू गो टू टेम्पल, ये जो भगवान का जो जो कहते हैं ना वो पाद मुद्राएं जिसपे रहते हैं षटगोपम, that is exactly put on the Murdhri Bhaga so that it is activated, easily openable for the sadhaka to do sadhana. They are all actually really they happen. So this dwara is prasiddha dwara because the Lord has entered through it. Why the Lord has entered through it? Because he doesn't want to enter through other entrance through which the common other devatas, their perceptions are entering. With these small answers, we should be satisfied. But why, this is what is a disease of the mind. Please remember, throughout life we suffer because of the disease of the mind of dissatisfaction. So she is your wife. Whatever she is, she is. For that life, she is wife. Satisfied, be happy with her. But no, she should have been 2 more inches tall or 5 inches less fat, and she should little smile more, and she should get up 1 hour early. अरे तू कर क्या रहा है? ये नहीं होगा. What होगा कि you will become miserable when you expect. Then look at her, how she is happy with you. She is happy with you not because you are some 30 mark or 6 pack or 10 pack. She says he can't be improved. Accept it. How wonderful, She is just happy. उनको सवाल नहीं होता. Wonderful, In the same way, this is the special entrance. Therefore, the Lord entered. Lord entered, therefore, this is the special Prasiddhi Dwar. Through this, he has entered. See, now, because the other Shastras also talk about Paramatma's entry through this. Actually, like the Aitareya Upanishad, it is not Paramatma entered through that. But the Jiva, after becoming Jivan Mukta, when he has to become Videha Mukta, he gets out of his this way. Clear? In fact, he doesn't even get out also. Like the walls when they are broken out, not that the inner space ejects out of the walls and recognizes its oneness with the total space. ऐसा नहीं होता ना? So there we become little subtle to catch what is meant by what is said. Ever this inner space is one with outer. But the walls removed, that oneness is recognized, that's it. Absolutely conditionless, है ना? व्यवहार के लिए पहले कंडीशंस था, लाइक स्थूल शरीर, इवन फॉर ए जीवन मुक्त. Even that also goes away when the body falls. This is what they want to convey by the meaning the Videha Mukti. At that time, it is poetically said that through this Brahmarandra consciously ejects out. We have to, while listening to these sentences, what is meant behind that, we should be able to grasp. Anyway, this is how it has become Prasiddha Dwara. Okay. Vidarana karke Bhagavan has entered, therefore it is given the name Vidruti, a Dwara. For the transaction sake. है ना? जैसे you are in business, you are in share market. यार कैसे चल रहा है बुल्स बुल्स, अब उस लैंग्वेज में बोलते हो कि नहीं, है ना? तुम्हारा 26 वाले का क्या हुआ? वी टॉक अबाउट दी हॉर्स राइडिंग में, अगर कोई है तो फार्मूला रेस में है तो किस कार पे आप बैटिंग करते हो? यू यूज ए निक नेम फॉर इट, नो? इवन ऑन द इंटरनेट आल्सो यू हैव बोथ द थिंग्स, योर पासवर्ड, योर निक नेम, योर होल आईडी. इन द सेम वे द गुरुज मजाक में टॉक करते हैं एक दूसरे से, अरे विद्रुति का कहाँ तक पहुंचा? यू अंडरस्टैंड? खुल गया कि नहीं विद्रुति तुम्हारा? अभी आज्ञा तक आ गया, अभी उनका आज्ञा नहीं मिला, है ना, लाइक दैट दे टॉक। विशुद्धि तक आया, बट विशुद्धि के बाद आज्ञा के तक नहीं पहुंचे। दे कैन टॉक इन दैट लैंग्वेज बाय हिंटिंग, लाइक द टू नर्सेस टॉक इन हॉस्पिटल, है ना। अरे बेड नंबर 6 का क्या हाल है, दे आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट बेड, द पेशेंट ऑन दैट, इन निक नेम्स दे गिव बेड नंबर। इंटरेस्टिंग होता है, इन द वर्ल्ड यू कैन सी एवरीवेयर, है ना, यू टॉक अबाउट पार्टीज, है ना, बाय दैट सिंबल नेम, ऐसा कुछ। सो हियर आल्सो विद्रुति इज द नेम गिवन। So Bhagavan is there, he created a world, he created the best of it human being, in that the beautiful Karyakarana Sangata is there, yet it is waste without Paramatma. Therefore he wanted to enter. He entered from the special gateway of the Simanam, and because of that it is named as Vidruti. See how clear the understanding in the intellect. And none of this is our goal. Our goal is आगे आने वाला है. Then it is said कि him सा इयं हि प्रसिद्धाः द्वाः मूर्ध्नि तैलादि धारण काले अन्तः तद्रसादि संवेदनात् सा एषा विद्रुतिः विदादितत्वात् विद्रुतिः नाम प्रसिद्धा द्वाः. Don't say that Bhagavan Shankara is explain कर रहे हैं. He is only giving the bhashya of the what is mantra said. You will say of everything. कोई एक्सप्लेन करने बात है तो एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, नहीं हो तो शब्द को एज इट इज बोलेंगे, ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन करना है तो ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, कोटेशन देना है तो कोटेशन देते हैं. ऑन द होल, why that word, what is the meaning of that word, why that sentence, what is total that sentence, this bhashyakara wants to convey to the student. Please understand his honesty and effort. तो व्हाट इज सेड इन द मेन मंत्र कि एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यता कह के यहाँ रोक नहीं दिया श्रुति माता ने. शी सेड सा एषा विद्रुति नाम द्वाहा. तो इस सेंटेंस को फिर भगवान हैज टू एक्सप्लेन, नो अदरवाइज यू से भगवान शंकर ने उस पद का अर्थ ही नहीं लिखा, मतलब ऐसे बहुत जगह उन्होंने छोड़ दिए होंगे. therefore his bhashya is not complete because everybody is not taken into account, isn't it? No, you will not leave even a particle also. You know, you see in that Katha Upanishad, we have seen Upani Purvasya Kvipratyantasya Sadehe Dhatoho Visharnagati Avsadhana Puraka Upanishadasya Arthaha. Precise but complete. Therefore, why, what is the name of this Dwara? Vidruti Dwara. Why that Vidruti came? Because Vidarana Karke Bhagavan entered kiya. And because the Lord entered, it has become Prasiddha. So, therefore, Sa Esha Vidrutir Namaha Dvaha प्रसिद्धा. नाम विद्रुति को स्पेशल दिया, मतलब उस तरह से वो मेन प्रसिद्ध हो गया, इंपॉर्टेंट. सो मंत्र, श्रुति माता की मंत्र का भाष्य भी लिखना पढ़ना एक रेस्पेक्ट होता है. आफ्टर दैट क्या हुआ अभी, नाउ कम्स वेरी गुड मीनिंग अबाउट सेंटेंस. व्हाट इज दैट, द्वाहा तद एतत् नांदनम. Okay, tad etat nandanam. Tat means that. Etat means this. Means that this entrance, जिसका अभी अभी एक नाम दिया गया विद्रुति, जो फेमस है, because from that Bhagavan entered. That is Nandanam. Actually, these are the crux. These are the most important things. है ना, Nandanam. That whole paragraph Bhagavan Shankara takes to help us to understand, to explain. Just go through it 2 minutes. कहते हैं इतराणि तु, the other, what are they? श्रोत्रादि द्वाराणि, the other gateways of श्रोत्र, चक्षु, त्वक, रसना, other कर्मेंद्रिय, आई फॉर अंतःकरण, है ना. इतराणि तु श्रोत्रादि द्वाराणि, बी अटेंटिव, भृत्यादि स्थानीय साधारण मार्गत्वात्. They are the ordinary pathways of the भृत्यों का आने जाने का. तो भृत्य आदि स्थानीय साधारण मार्गत्वात्, because of they are the entrances for the ordinary people, na samruddhini. They are not very rich enough for samruddha. Therefore, na ananda hetuni. ग्रास्प करना इस बात को. Therefore, They are na ananda hetu. Like in everywhere you take a train. No, in the train there is a coupe, there is a first class. That is for the very VVIP people who have paid a lot. But वो आनंद जो उधर होता है, will there be in the general compartment where there is not even fan, windows are broken, गरम हवा अंदर आ रहा है, bathroom is not there, पानी आता नहीं. They are for the ordinary people. In the same way, there is a hotel, 7-star hotel, for the VVIP who can afford or pay. What are the facilities there? अब देखो. Then there's a multi-star hotel in Jhapatpatti under the sky. Like so, I know I just give you example of in the pilgrim place जब जाते हो तो क्या होता है वहाँ ये एक कमरा उसी में 10 लोग रहते हैं फिर बाथरूम इज सम 10 मीटर्स अवे कॉमन वाला है वो और जो बिस्तर होता है वो होता है पिछले 2 साल से सब यूज कर रहे हैं वही नो दे आर फॉर दोज पीपल फ्लाइट्स आर देयर द ऑर्डिनरी लोकल बसेस आर देयर है कि नहीं फर्क दोनों में इसमें उतना खुशी नहीं होगा जिसमें उसमें जो होता है इन द सेम वे always this point is intended to us to help us out that these upadhis are bhritya therefore उनमें उतना खुशी नहीं होता now listen to next sentence उनमें खुशी ढूंढना ही दुख का कारण है if this one thing clicks we are the most blessed one because the most important thing called as coming out of the delusion that breakthrough we got it everywhere it is like tongue take that taste on the tongue is just for few seconds only it is not so important that we have to dedicate the whole life for it whole activities for it whole energies for it whole resources for it whole thinking for it उसका उतना औकात नहीं है the moment this clicks to us can there be the eating a problem for us throughout life but if that breakthrough is not achieved are we not every day 3 hours or 3 times and throughout the day only are only in the delusion thinking about became a habit only to us कि क्या खाऊं कितना खाऊं क्या मसाले डाल के खाऊं कौन सी चाय के साथ खाऊं अरे ऐसे वही जिंदगी हो गया in the same way sleep in the same way the people in our life what is there when the people love you or do what you want or give you it's only temporary some tickling or pleasure but when we give it the undue too much of importance we become slave then what is the problem here when we become slave is the real reality the ultimate ananda or bliss all that is forgotten the freedom is lost that is why deliberately here Shankara Bhagavan is mentioning that all these upadhis are bhritya. Also because without Swami they can't even exist only. They can't have their own independent existence. That is what is proved right from beginning. That it is his ikshana that he wanted to create Loka. It was his ikshana that he wanted to create Lokapala. Where do they exist without Bhagavan's ikshana? Where they can manifest without Bhagavan's again, bringing out of those his own created Panchamahabhuta, if he had not manifested this Virat Purusha and he has not given the chavi, how come from the Virat Purusha the Indriyas and from the, Golakas, from there the Indriyas, then the Indriya Adhisthana Devatas? How can they come? So all these explanation given to us only to make us realize that they are not Swamis, they are Bhritya. That is why they are Bhritya and you are the Swami. इसलिए तो राजा का और प्रजा का और राज्य का एग्जाम्पल दे रहे बार बार. This is a trick of the mind which superimposes great sukha and bhoga in the world, though it is not there. Therefore, becoming a slave to it, it forgets the real आनंद सुखा परमात्मा. यही तो माया है उसको ऐसे ही कांकर करना पड़ता है धीरे धीरे like the love and security which the family members and parents give How can any new fellow outer world can give? But that attraction, that infatuation, that attachment makes this fellow to fight with parents and elope with that boy or girl only for a few months to be comfortable. 80 to 70, 80% of such are suffering only, but they don't tell outside out of ego. Like disciples who leave the comfort zone of the guru. They won't tell outside, but they are suffocated inside. Because some of the ego or some of outer attraction, they leave the guru and go, they suffer. So to a bhakta, leaving his own ishta devata. होता है कि नहीं? So many examples. In the same way, these are all bhritya. And how can be bhritya exist independently of his own? No. If he cannot exist independently, how can he have the ananda or sukha? Even if he has ananda or sukha, it will be very minimum. And even that also is given by the Swami. If these things will become thorough intellectually, that the upadhis are existing because of the Lord, through them minute pleasure only is there, that is also because of grace of God, then we don't give undue value importance to it. The whole suffering is giving unwanted value to the things and beings on the anticipation of sukha. They can't give it, therefore we become frustrated and we change from one person to other, one thing to other, one project to other. This in delusion only, Punaravijaranam Ityadi, not knowing that the source of all bliss is with the Swami. The Swami is my own inner self. The kindness and compassion in Lord Shankara in giving the commentary to these words in this way, that too in a certain shortest form, is to help us in understanding this fact. He says, कि इतराणि तो श्रोत्रादि द्वाराणि, देखो नेक्स्ट वर्ड, भृत्यादि स्थानीय साधारण मार्गत्वात्. Their marga is of a bhrutya. Sadharana it is. Therefore, na samruddhini. They are not samruddha. As I gave you the example of servant quarters. Samruddhi nahi hota. Train in that the general compartment. Samruddhi nahi hota. The very small hotel like samruddhi nahi hota. You have to adjust there. So na samruddhini. Therefore, na ananda hetuni. Underline this point. Therefore, they cannot be the hetu for the आनंद. देखो ये फैक्ट है, उसको एक्सेप्ट करना है बस, और कुछ नहीं करना. लाइक करेला कड़वा होता है, फैक्ट है, यू टू एक्सेप्ट. खाना है कि नहीं खाना बात की बात. पहले तो फैक्ट तो समझो ना. डोंट ट्राई टू मेक करेला मीठा, फिर वो एफर्ट घटिया रहता है. देन यू कांट कॉल इट एज करेला. भगवान इज नॉट ए पागल टू मेक करेला. इफ यू ऐड एवरीथिंग टू करेला लाइक चीनी डाली, गुड़ डाली और उसको मीठा बना दी, पीपल मेक इट थोड़ा ऐड करो सो दैट टू मच बिटरनेस कैन नॉट बी कंज्यूम्ड. दैट्स ओके. बट करेला करेला है, पहले एक्सेप्ट करो ना. सेम वे न आनंद हेतुनि भृत्य स्थानीयत्वात्. भृत्य मीन्स दे आर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, they are not working for themselves, they are because of the God, they are for the sake of the God. उसका औकात उतना ही है, उससे ज्यादा उनसे कुछ उम्मीद नहीं रखना. Like a house is there is a servant. What help you can get from the servant? एकाध तो बस. You can't get all the helps which you get from the owner of the house from that servant. थोड़ा फर्क तो जानना है ना स्वामी का और भृत्य का. And when there are all opportunities for you to become friendly with the Swami or the owner of the house and get all your works done because very kind, compassionate, why you go to the class for employee? We all in our life, just like in the offices, servants, class for employee को depend होते हैं काम कराने के लिए. In life also, the class for employee of the Indriyas, we depend on for our sukha. Once in a while, little comes, but the real ananda of the Swami, the Brahman, we always miss. So, na ananda hetu ni. हो गया. उस पे रिजेक्ट कर दिया कि ये आनंद के हेतु नहीं हो सकते बिकॉज ऑफ भृत्य स्थानीय है. नो आस्क फॉर 1 लाख ऑफ लोन फ्रॉम दैट सर्वेंट. साहब हमारा 5,000 महीने का गुजारा नहीं होता, कैसे आपको दे सकते. Like somebody asked me, Swami, 10 lakh loan do. I mean, खाने को मेरे को how can I give you? I don't have. You ask a industrialist businessman who has got yellow, white, black, green, all colors of money. One thing is told about Indriyas being na ananda hetuni. Now you have to pause at these sentences and allow that knowledge to become conviction and allow that conviction to deeply get rooted in the heart. This is called as sadhana. And that deeply rooted thing should work as a arrow whenever the habitual error of again we want to get sukha through the indriyas, that thought or the desire comes, ये knowledge उसको thwart करते जाना चाहिए. When this is done for a sufficient period of time, then the indriyas like a mritya are there only to do what we say. They don't tempt us with any sukha. Such is the mind's calmness and quietness with which we search for the real sukha swarupa paramatma. ओके, साधना के दृष्टि से. So यहाँ कहते हैं इदम तु द्वारम, दिस वन, द विद्रुति वाला द्वार जो है, विद्रुति नेमड़ परमेश्वरस्य एव केवलस्य. दिस ओनली ऑफ परमात्मा, परमेश्वर, केवल, रॉयल पाथ, केवलस्य तदेतत्. Therefore, because of this is reason, nandanam. Nandanam is nandanameva. It is a pure and true and real source of bliss. राजा ने अपने खजाना से थोड़े पैसे दी तो भृत्यों को खाने को, रहने को, कपड़े पहनने को मिल रहा है. और कितना बड़ा खजाना होगा राजा का. इन द सेम वे दिस विद्रुति नाम द्वार जो है, ये परमेश्वर का द्वार है. इसलिए इस द्वार से एंटर करना या बाहर जाना बहुत आनंद देता है. नांदनम एवं. पर वही नांदनम, वही नॉट नंदनम. दैर्घ्यम छांदसम. नंदन है बट छांदस में, वेदों में ऐसे नांदन. दे डोंट बॉदर अबाउट ग्रामर, समटाइम ओनली टू टेस्ट अस कि आर वी कैचिंग द सटल ट्रुथ और वी आर वरीड अबाउट द सुपरफिशियल थिंग्स ऑफ ग्रामर एटसेट्रा. नांदनम, सी हाउ ब्यूटीफुल दिस थॉट. तो नांदनम इति दैर्घ्यम छांदसम. तो प्लीज सी द मंत्र एंड एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ द वर्ड्स. दिस इज हाउ वी हैव टू स्टडी द उपनिषद. So tadedat nandanam. Nandanameva nandanam. Na, that dirgha is just a Vedic way of saying, but that need not be taken seriously. Don't look for any meaning there. So nandanamiti dairghyam chandasam. Okay. Nandati anena dvarena gatva parasmin brahmani iti. See, having ejected out of this shariradi tadatmya, through this path, the sadhaka, the jiva, having entered into Parasmin Brahma, he becomes Ananda Yukta. From here, नीचे आते आते, you are identifying with the grosser things. पाद ही सबसे ग्रासर है, इसलिए वहां से ये सारे सर्वेंट्स एंटर करते हैं. प्रपदा कहा उन्होंने. वो कैसा क्या है, some Upanishad it must have been given. We just believe in Upanishad's authority. Okay, na? So feel from the heart, speak from the throat, contemplate from the this Agnya Chakra, eject out of this Sahasrara Murdha. Then be attentive. All limitations we transcend when we exit out of it to identify or merge in the limitless, endless Parasmin Brahma. That Ananda is infinite. Like when you are in your own house of 10 to 14, the security is there, but dam gudta rehta. When such person is taken to a vast place within the nature and all, अपना नहीं है, लेकिन there is a more आनंद, because there is always आनंद in the vastness and subtlety. Pure Brahman is very vast, very subtle. When we enter into it through the gateway of this Vidruti Dwara, there is Ananda Eva. Now be attentive. It is Shruti Mata's authority. In that authority, she is telling us the guidance भी वो दे रही है हमको कि इस तरह से तुम बाहर जाने का निकलो, कोशिश करो, नॉट कि इसी शरीर में पद के मार्ग में एंटर करके आइडेंटिफाइंग द उपाधियों से यही सुख पाने का कोशिश मत करो. That's why the doctor say, अब देखो थोड़ा जगह बदल दो, आपको नया हवा पानी जो मिलता है उधर जाओ, तबीयत ठीक हो जाती। इट इज ट्रू ऑल्सो। When you change people, when you change the place, when you change the routine, that routine, dukkha, they all go away, you become refreshed. Same way, enter into Brahman, there's an ultimate refreshment, joy. Therefore, Shruti Mata says, Tadetat Nandanam. And before that, comparatively, we have to say that in the other marga, Ananda is not there. Therefore, they are all Bhrutyasthaniya. Therefore, Ananda हेतु नहीं है, बट ये तो स्वामी परमेश्वर ईश्वर का द्वार है, इसलिए ये आनंद युक्त है. Means the one who ejects out of this by merging in Parasmai Brahmani, he becomes Ananda Yukta. So, Nandati anena dvarena gatva parasmin brahmani iti. तो अनेन द्वारेण गत्वा परस्मिन् ब्रह्मणि गत्वा नन्दति इति नान्दनम्. And these are all theory. Unless you do it, you can't be convinced about it. अब करके देखो, ठीक है. This is the meaning of this shloka. Again, we are left with the same topic. These are the three places where, having entered the Paramatma, stays in the Karyakarana Sanghat. And staying at each of the place goes through each of the avasthas. While going through, little inadvertence, once he gets identified with it, then he starts suffering. That is called jiva. Again, he realizes he has done a mistake. Then he identifies himself with the Brahma. So these three are there here in this Bhashya. कल हम इसको ना अच्छी तरह पढ़ेंगे, बहुत important topic. This one and the next two mantras with which this third khanda, first chapter ends, no, very, very crucial. After that, 10-12 pages of Sambandha Bhashya, again further, Bhagavan Adi Shankara gives प्रश्नोत्तरी वाला, ये भी बहुत बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है अंडरस्टैंडिंग और साधना के दृष्टि से. So let us expose this way with full Shraddha to our Upanishads and Bhashya and our Guru, so that our knowledge day by day becomes deeper, subtler, authentic, and pakka. So that we start living that knowledge, leaving the ignorance and sufferings. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Yes, friends. Stay back for our other study.